In this video, I'll explain two important options you might encounter when setting up queries in your app. Ignore empty filter values and filter on null values. We'll explore how these settings affect your search results, using simple examples to show when and why you might want to use them. Imagine you have a collection called shops with fields like shop name, shop address, and shop phone. Let's say you want to filter shops by shop name, but you accidentally leave the filter value for shop name empty. What I mean is, you don't type anything in that filter box. By default, if you don't check the Ignore Empty Filter Values option, the query will search for shops where shop name is empty. In other words, it will try to find shops where the shop name field has no value at all. The query might return shops that have an empty shop name, if such records exist. If you check the Ignore Empty Filter Values option, and you leave the shop name filter empty, the query will completely ignore the shop name filter. The query will simply skip the shop name filter and return all shops, regardless of their shop name field value. Now let's see filter on null values. Imagine you are filtering the same shops collection, but this time you're using a field that could have null values, like shop phone. Suppose you set up a filter to find shops where shop phone is null, meaning there's no phone number stored. By default, if you don't check the Filter on Null Values option, the query will ignore this filter if the value is null. The query will return all shops without considering whether shop phone is null or not. It won't specifically look for shops with null phone numbers. If you check the Filter on Null Values option, and you set up the filter to look for null values in shop phone, the query will specifically search for shops where shop phone is null. The query will return only those shops that don't have a phone number stored, meaning where shop phone is null. Alright, let me quickly wrap up this video by explaining these two filters once again. First filter is Ignore Empty Filter Values. It's useful if you don't want your query to look for fields with empty values when you accidentally leave a filter field blank. And the other filter is Filter on Null Values. It's useful if you specifically want to include null values in your search results, rather than ignoring them. See you next time. Keep fluttering.